Hello and welcome back to Dash 28 Live. I'm your host, Mike Atkins, and today we are bringing you a second round match from It's Always Sunny in Pannithor 2, The Electric Boogaloo. One of these days I'm going to have a word with Steve Forrester about how he names his tournaments. So today we're bringing you a Spain versus Argentina match. We've got Mario and Andy here. Hi guys, welcome.
Hi.
Thanks for being here. And to help commentate, I've got Louis Serra and Sam Soden and Kyle Peach. Hey guys, welcome. The scenario for this round is, of course, going to be dominate. And to remind everyone, every army gets to select a Thunder Gun unit where they get to pick an upgrade for one of their units, which they then have to deploy first. And both our players have picked the same upgrade. They both picked the Pathfinder and Phalanx combination. And so let's check out their lists real quick before we get on to their UB room. All right. Just one moment. All right, so this is going to be Andy's Trident round. Andy, could you walk us through your list, please?
Yes, sure. So my list is real simple. I've been lazy when I do it, so just the same unit a bunch of times. I start with 3 tidal swarms because I think it's a very good swarm. Then I have 5 hordes of deep horrors, just because they are not broken now. So I think they are kind of okay-ish, good but not broken. One with Strider, one with Pathfinder, one hitting on choose, one with Brutal, and finally the Thunder Gun units that has Pathfinder plus Phalanx, but mainly Pathfinder. And then to wrap up, I have the Trident team with 2 Knackers and 1 Centurion. Good for inspiring them. And finally, 2 Deep Horrors Eternals, good synergy in the list. And finally, an Envoy with the loot, because everyone wants the loot.
Yep. Awesome. Thank you very much
for
walking us through that. Now let's flip over and take a look at Mario's Goblins. Mario, could you walk us through your list, please?
Okay, it's very simple. The unique unit that I don't like is the Rebel, and I must take that unit from taking the regular unit. And so that I put 1 regiment and 1 horde. The horde is my unit with Thunder Gun. I choose Pathfinder and Phalanx because I think that is the best upgrade for this unit. Maybe the Phalanx is so good for don't take. I continue with the 2 units of Fleabag Riders. I never played before this unit. I'm testing in my list, and I like the mobility and possibility of taking flanks with the speed 10, and always with the Maupo. And the army list start. The Mincer, I like the Mincer. I like so much. I have 4 units. Maybe can take another 2. I like the spam. 1 unit with Caterpillar and Fire Oil and Maze of Crashing is I have 10 points. And what can I put? For example, Fire Oil. For example, Maze of Crashing. No comment more. And 2 Goblin Blaster for protect my units. And there are very terrific in the army list. When you see in the other army that guys, you say, oh man. And for the end, the characters flag it with Bench 2 and 2 with 1 with the boomstick, the other with the Bench 2 and Inspiring Talisman. And for the end, the Magwans and the Magwans friends.
Cool. All right, so that's you got 15 drops and 24 total unit strength versus 14 drops and 23 total unit strength on the other list. So that's pretty close, pretty evenly matched in that regard. All right, so now let's take a look at your UB room. You guys are playing on the standard map for round 2 that everybody's playing with for the tournament. So there's this very large building over on the right side. Then you got a forest and a hill and some impassable rocks. You have a field kind of in the middle towards the bottom. You got another hill kind of towards the middle on the left side. Then there's a pond in the deployment zone at the top, and a forest kind of towards the bottom with one obstacle in the middle there. So can I ask you guys, how are you playing your forests? Are you counting like all the leaves that overhang or just the forest base?
Just the forest space. We discussed that
Okay.
with the volume. So yeah, just the base.
Okay, cool. All right, so now let's check out your deployments. This is what, Mario's Goblins across the top. So could you walk us through your deployment starting on the left, please?
15 units are 2 units from avoid fill the table. With I can deploy in all the table. I do that. I choose a site in the top because I think that the top is best site from the cover of the forest and the blockading in the bot, and try to fill all the table and go forward and destroy with the minters. It's a plan.
Cool. So you got your fleet bags over on the left, all the mincers in the middle. You got the blasters kind of supporting them. You put your rabble in the forest. You got the special characters over all the way on the right with the other fleet bag riders. Okay, cool. And then Andy, could you walk us through your deployment, please, starting over on the left?
Yes, sure. So I have first Tiles Farm as a chap. Behind them, I have the Grim Rider and the Knacker. Then I have one Deep Order Eternal. It's behind the forest, but remember we are using only the base. Then I have my Thunder Gun units of Deep Orders with Pathfinder. Then in the middle, it's the weird part, but I deployed those kind of first. They are 6 inches away from deployment, so that they can't be targeted by light bolt in the first round. That's the idea. Supporting that group, I have one Titan Swarm and my DSD. And then on the right side, I have 2 more Deep Horrors hordes with one inspiring source, being that the Eternal, one chap in front of that unit, and finally a Knacker on the bottom right so that it can protect some shenanigans from Mario.
All right, great. Thanks so much, guys, for walking us through that. Good luck to both of you. We're gonna have fun watching your game from here. So you guys have fun, and we will see you back here when you're done.
Sure. Just one more thing. We are missing scouts, so we will start with that. I think.
You start with scout moves. Okay, great.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, guys.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And that, I think, is just the title swarm, but I know they all have scout.
Yeah.
I don't know goblins well enough, but I don't think anyone else does.
No, I don't think they do. I don't think
No,
goblins
goblins
have.
don't have scout.
I don't know how aggressively he wants to be scouting.
I'm not sure.
Like, does he want to run that middle unit up into range of the light? Yeah, I like this one where he's hiding behind the hill.
Yeah, hiding behind the hill and next to the impassable terrain makes sense, but
Right.
I don't know if you want to move the back one or the one on the left up much.
I mean, the one on the left.
Just outside charge range, maybe.
Oh, he doesn't think they charge 9, does he? Wait, do they charge 9?
The
They
Oh,
charge.
he's
20.
backing
No,
him up. Yeah.
They charge when. Yeah.
He had initially put him just out of 18, so I was wondering if he thought that they moved 9. I also... There isn't another obstacle on this map, is there?
No, I think there's just the one.
Okay.
There's also the wizard with the boomstick is on the left side, so maybe, I don't know.
Well,
Yeah, but that wizard is going to be in range. Like, whether he scouts the Tidal
anyways,
Swarm or not, that wizard is going to be in range.
I think he might have this idea that they charge 18.
Ooh.
Or he might be setting, or he might just be baiting.
Oh, yeah. No, that's set up to make... It looks like he's trying to make that charge hindered to make the Fleabag sitting on 6s. Which...
Fives. They normally hit on 4s.
They hit him. They hit him 4.
So Tidal Swarm
they have a snare.
Oh, but they have a snare. You're right. So it'll be 6s. Right. Trident Realm. Everything.
Because of course your 70-point chaff has ensnare. Come on. But also, I don't think he cares. Like, if he throws the Fleabags away on that, whatever, right?
They're just going to get triple charged by a Knucker, a Centurion, and a Horror Eternal with no punishment, and they're just going to die.
You could throw the Horde in there too. Yeah, it doesn't.
You could.
No, you don't want to throw the Horde in because you don't want the mincers to be able to see. Like, you want all 3 of those characters to go in and still be on the other side of the forest so that they aren't visible to anything, and there's no counter charge available.
Mincers aren't going to do a whole lot. I guess some of those mincers might have Pathfinder, don't they?
Yeah.
Yes, the ones in the pond have Pathfinder. Although there is a wall in the way. No, I think the issue is that if you throw the depth horrors in and you screw it up, you get a double 1 or something. What that does...
You get a double 1 and that's bad.
It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get flanked because mincers are slow, but they're going to be able to move up and not get punished because you're not going to be able to see them.
And we're playing Dominate, so getting a whole bunch of Defense 6 mincers in the middle of the table is kind of what he wants to do.
I do think those Pathfinder depth horrors just want to walk forward and park themselves in the woods and tell the mincers to come at them and hit on 6s.
Yeah.
And another thing about deployment is Mario has put his 4 mincers, so his core of his army, really packed together. Like they are super close to each other. And Andy has spread out a lot. So, and if Mario wants to go bold and hit hard from the beginning, I don't know if the other 2 hordes can support that side until it's too late.
Yep.
Sure, I see what you mean. They can't, and that might be why he deployed so defensively with his depth horrors in the middle. But he seems to be moving them pretty aggressively, so who knows?
Mario did talk about deploying as a wall across the whole table, which is pretty much what he's done.
Which makes sense when you have really fast and nimble units like Knackers and Windrider Centurion. Just don't give him a space to go on your flank or on your rear.
Right.
Well, that's a move he can't make.
He can if he moves the Tidal Swarm first. Oh, or did the Tidal Swarm not scout? I don't remember.
It did. It scouted up to the middle.
They were behind of the depth horse and they went there.
He jumped him in front.
So yeah, if he moves the Tidal Storm 10 inches fully forward, he can move the depth horrors 12.
Yeah.
And then Mincers are speed 5, so he's still well out of range.
Yeah.
Except,
Mario has spoken about moving from playing Ratkin, which is his traditional list, to playing Goblins, and remembering that Mincers are not tunnel runners.
No. Yeah, this would be a very different game if those were all tunnel runners.
If those are 4 hordes of tunnel runners in the middle of the table.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, they're not defense 6.
No, they're not defense 6.
Not defense 6.
They're quite a bit faster, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
This would be interesting. I don't know that I've watched anybody play the Mincer Mob spam with minimal shooting support recently. Interesting to see how it does against an ensnare wall.
Right. Because on one hand, Andy does have to get in there, right? But I think the depth horrors could just beat up this goblin army pretty well. I'm not sure what he's doing with this Tidal Swarm placement. He's outside of Mincer range, but if those flea bags go in, I guess they'll be on 6s and
they'll be on the wall.
Yeah.
Yes, but
and there's not enough space to get around them.
They do have the mop-up upgrade.
Yeah, they do.
Which will be 6 attacks that hit on force, no matter what. It's like that.
True.
Yeah. And then what's he following up with? The depth horrors that'll be hindered?
No, those depth horrors. Oh yeah, because of the wall.
They will from the wall.
Unless he does something clever to block the movement onto the wall.
Block the movement, maybe.
That's awfully risky.
Sticking the knucker on the wall would mean that the mincers could charge, but they'd be ensnared and hindered, and maybe.
Right. Now, alternatively, he could probably kill the flea bags with just the knucker and the 2 heroes.
No, he definitely could.
So that might be the issue too, or the idea too.
Yeah, I don't know that you want to put your Thundergun unit into the flank of something like that, hindered, and risk a double 1, leaving their flank hanging out for those mincers to hit this early in the game, because you do get some bonus points for killing the other guy's Thundergun unit.
That's what I was going to ask. So there is some scoring things around these special units.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you get 1 point if your Thundergun unit kills something. You get one. You get 1 point if you kill your opponent's Thundergun unit.
Mm-hmm.
You get 1 point if your Thundergun unit survives the game undamaged.
Undamaged?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
My Thundergun unit ended this round with 2 points of damage, which was irritating. And you get 1 point if your Thundergun unit ends the game more than 24 inches from your back edge.
On your opponent's half of the table.
Yeah.
Completely on your opponent's half of the table.
For some of those, I'm not thrilled about the Rabble Thundergun. Like, are Rabble going to kill things?
He doesn't have to kill, but he just have to participate on the combat.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure. So if they double charge with mincers, it'll...
Yeah.
Got it.
Also, he definitely doesn't have anything else he can put it on in this list, because it's only infantry, heavy infantry, and large infantry.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't
regiments and hordes.
It can't be cavalry or chariot.
Yes.
No.
And it can be the
entire rest of the army.
No, the mag ones are cavalry.
Cavalry. Okay.
Mag one's cavalry.
Yes, so it's kind of limited with what you can put your Thunder Gun, because it has to be less than 230 points. You cannot give any magical items on them. And,
so I can't take an Ogre Legion. Okay. Yeah, okay. That's...
Also, I think legions are not eligible either.
No.
Look, there's a lot of things wrong with what I wanted to do, okay?
It's the same for most of us. I had to sacrifice Indomitable Will because it made the unit too expensive. One of the upgrades was you get Brutal and Fury, and any unit that might seem good on already either has Brutal or Fearless.
I do like this, because he does need to be aggressive on the right. And I feel like the depth... Oh, these are depth horrors with sharpness? They just need to take that hill.
Yeah, come at me, bro.
The lightning bolt is way on the other side of the table because this is what Mario wants to be shooting at. This is the unit.
There's Magua. Magua has Lightning Bolt.
Yeah, but it's
Lightning
not...
Bolt 4.
It's Lightning Bolt 4. It's not enough to seriously threaten these guys, and they need to just get in there. Because this unit needs to do work.
And really, if he gets him to turn Magua towards the middle of the table so the Knucker can sneak around the building, that's
isn't Magua an individual?
Yes.
I thought Magua was...
Yes.
Oh, no, Magua is an individual.
Magua is a large cavalry individual.
Sneaky. Very sneaky.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess there are these Fleabag riders all the way back here in the corner staring down the Knucker as well. Who can just outrange him by a couple inches.
So, is there enough room between the building and the table edge to fit the Fleabag riders?
No.
Okay. Yep.
Good point.
No, that was one of the first things I checked before making my game. Can I fit? No? Okay.
Nope.
Okay. Just because that, like, it doesn't get around the Magua thing, because Magua can still get there, but it actually totally changes that Fleabag Rider game where, yeah, the Fleabag Riders have range, but if they don't fit, then they don't fit.
Right.
But it looks like he's cutting the Knucker in, maybe to threaten the Maguan's unit. Oh, never mind. I don't know what he's doing.
So far, he's gone through a little over 10 minutes on his clock, making his opening moves.
He's trying to put the Knacker where he can see the Fleabag Rider unit.
Yeah. Just in case he moves up close enough and exposes a flank or something.
Okay, he is doing the range nonsense. Good, good. I like this. I don't know why he's trying to cut so close to He undid everything again.
Mm-hmm. So Magua and Joe's has a 6-inch range and wall charge D3. So that makes it a little difficult. 3, 6, 9, 12. Yeah, I mean, that's at least a 13-inch charge. Maybe up to 15 inches.
13 to 15. Is he trying to put himself in a spot where Magua can't see? Is that what he's trying to do?
He might be trying to put himself in a place where Magua is in his flank and cover the flank with the building.
Ooh.
I think it's put where Magua has no vision to the Knacker, but he has vision with the Knacker to the Fleabag Rider unit.
Yeah.
I think stopping Magua from seeing is going to be difficult because he's individual, but...
Right.
The trouble is that individual pivot means you can get your leader points into different arcs.
Yep.
Especially with such a huge base.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Looks like they're setting up to play peekaboo around this building for a turn or two at least. Okay, over to Mario's first turn, looks like. That brings up bottom of turn 1. They switch the clock over. They are playing on 70-minute clocks, so using a little more than 10 minutes for your first turn seems perfectly reasonable to me.
Is fine. 70 is a lot of time at 1995.
A lot of time.
Which is fine.
I think they paused because Mario didn't have the clock up in a browser. They should be getting onto it soon. All right, so what's Andy really done here? He basically just moved his line up. He's got his chaff out in front.
Yes.
He's got some. He's offered some not great charges in a couple of places, I think, or maybe just the.
I think it's just the one.
Just the flea bags, yeah, because
it's just that the flea bags can charge the tidal swarm.
Well, no, this Mincers with Pathfinder could charge the tidal swarm, but they'll be hindered over the wall.
No, they can't. Do they have wild charge? They're outside.
You're right. They're only 5. I keep thinking they're 6.
They're speed 5.
They're speed 5.
They're not tunnel runners.
They're not tunnel runners. They're not tunnel runners. Nor are they depth horrors who are speed 6.
Those flea bags could charge the depth horror horde if they wanted to.
Yes.
Oh yeah, they could. They don't want to. They shouldn't want to is maybe what I should say.
Shouldn't want to. Yeah, no.
Because again, that would be okay. He can't stack. Phalanx and hindered and all that, but they're still hitting on 6s.
You do get the morp up, and you could just make sure, because you really do want getting that morp up into the depth horrors rather than wasting it on a tidal swarm.
Yes, I think it's not a bad idea, Sam says, considering the options. So you have to either charge the tidal swarm or charge the depth horror, because if not, you're gonna get charged and you're gonna get busted. So maybe it's not a bad idea using the mop up to do couple of 3 wounds to the depth horror.
Right, because you don't get a choice, right? Like the first combat you go in on, you
have to use it.
You don't get to hold it, right?
Right, and he doesn't.
And even if you did get to hold it, those flea bags would just die.
Right. Right.
I don't know exactly what Andy's strategy is. So he went quite aggressive on the left, and then not so aggressive on the middle and on the right. Maybe he's gonna try to shut down the lightning ball, but
could be.
I don't know.
There's a lot of lightning bolt over there, and he's a low defense army.
I think he's right. He went as aggressive as he could be given his deployment. And what it looks like he's trying to do is he doesn't want to just get his middle destroyed by mincers.
I think Mario's doing a good job holding back this right flank with the rebels and then the Magwans and the fleabags protected by the building.
Right, the building's gonna come in big.
I think he's gonna delay Andy's play there.
Oh, well, let's see if he gets super aggressive with these mincers. That could be interesting.
Yeah, that's a good play over here because Magua being an individual, like we talked about, he could try to bring the Knucker up around the building, but he's not going to be able to get him completely away from a charge from Magua.
Right. And that Magua makes that a lot less appealing.
Yeah. Because that's 7 attacks on 3s with crushing 2?
4s.
And vicious.
The Knucker, but
yeah,
it's still like 3-4 damage consistently.
Yeah.
It's not good.
That's good.
Now, it also doesn't kill the Knucker. And because it's a Knucker rather than a flyer, he could just nimble charge around Magua and flank a rear something anyway.
Possibly. They are... Magua and Joe's is only height 2. Yeah, so the Knucker will be able to see over.
Mm-hmm.
Do individuals lose their nimble if they get disordered by something within snare?
Individuals do, yes. But which is they don't lose the free individual pivot.
No, but that is less useful without nimble because if you can't use your individual pivot as a pivot always because that'll mean you might make yourself not see.
Right. Right. But it does limit their options quite a bit. Now. Yeah.
I hadn't thought about that. Rules interaction.
It's a weird rule interaction.
Yeah. I don't play with a lot of nimble individuals, so I don't think it ever came up.
I mean,
well, all individuals.
All individuals are nimble.
Good point. I don't think of them as nimble though. I just think of them as individuals that can go. I guess yeah. I play with so few combat individuals. The idea
there
of doing
you go.
things with them, doesn't occur to me. Right?
Come on, you have vampires, Mike.
Yeah, but I just assume they can make whatever charge they want. I don't think of it as nimble. I think of it as like 360 line of sight, which is probably cheating, but I get called on it rarely. So,
I mean, effectively, that in most situations. That's how it works.
On cavalry bases, though, that they're surprisingly easy to gum up.
Sure.
Yeah, because you could get them in situations where you can't really turn. Yeah.
Yeah, there's situations where I'm going to be really clever. I'm going to send 2 mounted vampires into the same target, and then I can't turn.
Yep. And then they logjam each other.
So this is interesting because it looks like Mario is setting it up so that only one Depth Horror Horde, the Thundergun unit, can actually make it into Mincers. And going in alone, even with a Bane Chant, isn't great. Especially since the Tidal Swarm are a little bit too far away to keep the other unit from flanking the Depth Horrors and killing them.
What's the nerve on the Mincers? I forget.
They are -16.
-21?
-16.
-16, yeah.
-21 would be so broken.
No, it's the +21 attacks. That was the one.
Yeah.
Those.
Oh.
Yeah. D6 +21. Yeah.
What do you think these are, Brox?
No, not even Brox. I mean,
Defense 6 Brox.
Weren't they a 22?
They were
Back in the
-22.
day?
It was so funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny is not the word I would use.
No, not fun, but funny. Yes.
Yeah, I'll give
I had the privilege of
annoying,
being being Alex Chavez's like regular weekly punching bag opponent the year running up to when he won the Masters with the Brox and Rocks list. So I'm very familiar with how ridiculously resilient Brox used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, don't like this.
So he's went for the title.
You don't like him going in on the Tidal Swarm?
Nope.
Yeah, me neither.
So I'll acknowledge that these flea bags didn't have a good option.
No. I mean, they could have done nothing, but...
They could have done nothing, and you could have just lightning bolted the Tidal Swarm to death.
Sure.
Move the blaster up and chuck the grenade.
The flea bags still just sit there and get charged by like a Knucker or something.
Yeah.
Right? And it looks like he has the blaster just out of Knucker charge range. I don't know if that's intentional or not, but he should probably keep it that way.
I feel like he moved it back a bit, didn't he? Oh, no, he put it back.
If he backed it up, he backed it up to get out of Knucker charge range.
Well, the trouble is, I think it's just in Knucker range as opposed to just out right now.
Also, if you...
Close.
If you charge
it's just out. Just out.
If you charge the Horus instead of the Tidal Swarm, you're giving no melee targets to the Depth Horror Eternal. And now the Depth Horror Eternal has something to do that is charge the fleabags. If not, he can't. So if you charge the Depth Horrors, you're blocking the Depth Horrors' next move because they have to deal with the fleabags, and the Depth Horror Eternal has nothing to charge.
Yeah. I see what you mean. And then in that case, the Depth Horror Eternal probably uses the wall to block for itself and also makes Mincers hit it on 6s.
Yes, but if you move like Mario has moved, but instead of charging the Tidal Swarm, you charge the Fleabag, the Depth Horror Eternals, the Depth Horror Horde, sorry. Then the Knacker and the Wind Rider Centurion has to commit to block the Mincers next turn, and they get toasted next turn. So
I see what you mean. Unless he does it with the Eternal and those Tidal Swarm.
yeah.
Because I think the Worm Rider in that case actually flanks the Fleet or the Mincers just to make sure they die. Oh no, it wasn't Mincers, it was Fleabags. Never mind. He doesn't need it.
Yeah, Fleabags are only defense 4 and 12-14 nerve.
Yeah. Depth Horrors don't need help killing Fleabags. They do killing Mincers.
Yeah. So that's Magwa's Lightning Bolt on the Depth Horrors on the hill. And now here comes Lightning on the Knucker, looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sure. As good a target as any, I guess.
What height is a knucker?
I want to say
4?
4.
Yeah, it should have had cover.
It's 4. It's 4. I remember because you cannot block his line of sight with your high 3 units, and it's super annoying.
It did have cover, but Mario only rolled 6s, so it doesn't matter.
No, on the previous. Oh yeah, never mind. That was Magua, right?
Yeah.
So he did 2 to a Knucker.
2 to a Knucker, 2 to some Depth Horrors. Here comes the grenades thrown at the Tidal Swarm at the bottom of the hill near the middle. And throwing the others at the Knucker.
He's not in range.
No, okay. So he may have not. I think he did. It's going to be a nerve check of an 8, which isn't going to do anything to the Depth Horrors.
Did he not roll the nerve check on the Knucker?
He did.
Or
That was
that
an 8.
also an 8? Oh, he rolled 8s both times. Okay.
Yep. All right. Now just this one combat, I think, is all we got. So Fleabags.
Oh, angry mop-ups.
There's very angry mop-ups. Jesus. Okay.
Lucky Doug gets a lobster dinner.
So, but then he only gets 2 hits with the mop-ups.
Yeah, they're dash 12 though, so he's already got them down to an 8.
An 8, like that's not.
And their defense 2, so one more.
Yeah, but it's still looking pretty reasonable that these guys just live. It's a re-rollable 7.
Yep.
See, they're fine.
And they are fearless, dash 12, so they are fine.
Oh. See, and those 4 wounds on the Depth Horrors.
Yep. All right, so that's going to bring us to the top of turn 2. All right, so here's Andy's second turn. They switch the clock over. They use similar amount of time their first turns.
What does Andy try to do here?
I don't know. Does he bring those Depth Horrors out of the forest to flank the Fleabags and get rid of them, and then just deal with hindered Mincers coming in, or do you try to do the job with characters?
So, speaking of characters, what arc is that Worm Rider Centurion in on the Fleabags? It's close.
It's super close. And he's going to go block some Mincers anyway, it looks like, maybe?
No.
Or
Is he
maybe-
charging the blaster with it? Yeah!
Oh, that's interesting.
Awesome.
I kind of figured that's what the Knucker was going to do.
He's double
Or
charging.
he's doubling up.
Double charging.
Yes! This is great, because in addition to dealing with the blaster, in all likelihood, this gets both of those units just behind him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? This is a
Good
great
move.
play.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
I think that's what Britain would refer to as a spicy charge. Minor Centurion, yep, speed 8.
Mm-hmm.
5 attacks from him, 6 attacks from the Knucker, both on 3s, although the Naiad will be hindered, so it loses Thunderous.
Should be
Still
plenty
crushing
for a
1.
blaster.
Yeah, dash 10, defense 5, but dash 10.
So it looks like I don't know if this is enough to deal with flea bags.
Just the Depth Power Eternal and the Tidal Swarm?
Yeah. The Depth Lord Eternal doesn't have that many attacks.
He's 5 on 3s.
Right. So he'll be 3s and 2s.
Tidal
Tidal will be
Swarm
like
hits on
5s and
5s.
4s.
Yeah.
They're
Fleabag Riders are 12, 14. I mean, they might waiver them, and if they waiver them, that might be all he really wants.
sure.
Because then the mincers behind them kind of have limited options. Because
Right.
can't really
But
get
what
out of
he
the way.
really can't have happen is they'll lose Nimble. The
Aida,
Fleabag
trae el móvil
Riders
aquí.
will lose Nimble.
Aida, que me quedo sin conexión.
As I was saying, the Fleabag Riders will lose Nimble, so they won't be able to corkscrew into the flank of the Depth Horrors.
Right.
And that's... So he doesn't need to kill, he just needs to do damage, which would be very weird if he didn't. Okay, let's see what he does here. I don't think he pivoted enough, first of all. He should have pivoted to clear the building.
With the Depth Horrors?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still nicking the building.
I also...
But his... Yeah, he probably should have moved the Depth Horror Eternal first so he could have pivoted more.
Yeah, I want to see the Eternal hug the wall so he can only get single charged and just block off all of that. I don't know if that's what's going to happen, but it's what he should do.
Yeah, I think the way he's positioning the Eternal Magwans aren't going to be able to get into the front of the Depth Horrors between the building and the angle that they're at in the front there.
So maybe
Don't know if
that's
they
why
have
he...
space. Don't know if they will fit there.
Yeah, I don't think they
Right.
will.
So maybe that's why he did that weird pivot.
Yeah, because now you're awfully close to the building.
Magwans is only slightly wider than he is.
Yeah. Because they have to come all the way out past the building and then pivot again. And by the time you've come that far down and turn to go back to hit them, you're definitely going to run into the Eternal first.
Well, there isn't even room to pick up and place them where they.
Yeah, there isn't room.
Right.
Depth bars.
Right.
There
Their
isn't
back corner.
a 5-inch channel.
Yeah, they'll land on the building. So that's
No, he
good.
needs-
That's good placement.
We'll see what he does with this unit on the hill. He hasn't moved them yet, but currently it looks like they're just at 15, which is the maximum charge for the Magwan's unit. Or wait, do they have wild charge D3?
They do.
Magwans, yes.
Magwans, yeah. Speed 6, wild charge D3, same as Magwa.
Right. Oh, what is this Tidal Swarm doing?
I don't know. Is he trying to move it to chaff up the mincers in the middle?
Looks
Try
like
to get
he's
in the
doing
way
a
of them
pivot
coming across
5
the middle?
pivot. I'm
Yeah.
not sure what they do at this spot. They're just out of 10 of the mincers, which might be what he's going for. He's backing up. Okay.
Yeah, he's looking for that angle where he's out of range.
And he's there. And it's not like the Thundergun unit really wants to charge them. Right?
He's not out of range of the blaster, but I expect he doesn't care.
Right. You would trade Tidal Storm for a blaster all day.
Yeah. And if he wants to run his Thundergun unit up and expose it, then go right ahead, right? Like,
yeah, that's not...
serve it up.
Oh, so he's going to sidestep with these Depth Horrors.
Okay.
I like this spot a lot. It's out of range of everything, but it's still just got the angle to threaten anything that comes around the building.
And it's still mostly on the hill, so it'll get thunderous when he charges off.
So if he charges into mincers, he'll be on 2s and 4s, which is enough to start seriously threatening them.
Sure, because if those mincers try to move down or come in, he can double charge them with the ones with Pathfinder.
Right.
And the ones with sharpness.
And that just kills mincers.
Yeah. Yeah.
We were actually talking. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, and here he's moving the other Tidal Swarm up to get in the way of both of these mincers. Being very aggressive with his chaff here.
Which is probably the way to do it. He's looking to make those charges next turn. One thing we were talking about before the stream started is that it can be a little bit deceptive. Like, oh, Depth Horrors aren't good against all these Defense 6 units because they're only crushing Strength 1. But also they're so cheap for the amount of damage you get that it's pretty easy to just throw 2 Depth Horror Hordes at something because you're going to have 5 of them. And all of a sudden, now you can kill a Defense 6 unit.
But then mincers are just a little bit more expensive.
Right.
Because they don't have... he doesn't put any expensive magic objects on them.
Right. 15, 35...
There we go.
Yeah, he spent like 90 points just on items for Depth Horrors.
Yep. So he's moved his Strider Depth Horror unit so that they are out of the charge arc of these mincers with Mace of Crushing here in the middle because they are in range 3, 6, 9.
And then he's using the Tidal Swarm
to chaff up these 2.
Chaff up the other 2, and then the last unit has arc but not range. So no mincers can charge them. That is a good play.
Yep. That's a good setup for next turn.
Because with where he is right now, if he doesn't move anything, some mincers can charge Tidal Swarm and probably the Depth Horde Eternal, depending on how that plays out. But that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, but you can run over a wall into the front of an ensnaring Depth Horror Eternal. Like that's not really what you want to do.
Right. He is only a couple nerves short of a Horde himself.
Who,
he's a 14-16.
Oof.
And higher defense.
And and defense 4. No, this guy is great.
That's
He's
awesome.
so good.
Yeah, that is
115 point speed bump. That's really good.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he hits on 3s and with crushing 2 and all the rules. Nimble snare, inspiring.
He inspires himself and other Depth Horrors, but in this particular role, the important part is himself.
Sure, yeah.
But yeah, he's for 115 points, he blocks extremely well.
He inspires everything you could ever want to inspire in a Trident Realms list.
Right.
In a Depth Horror spam list, he does.
Are there other lists?
He has the keyword immortal. That's cute.
I think all Depth Horrors do.
They do. Yeah. All right. So in round 2 here, Andy's moving up pretty aggressively. He's clearly setting up charges on the left for next turn.
Right.
And moved himself into a good counterpunch position over here on the right.
Mm-hmm. And especially if he can kill that blaster and turn, he might run into line of sight issues with his 2 guys blocking each other.
Yeah. The Knucker will have problems seeing around the Worm Rider Centurion.
Depending, like, if he he can't double charge something with the 2 of them. So other than that, he's gonna
You can go to hunt something with one and hunt something another with the other one.
Yeah, like if those mincers don't move, he might be able to like pivot the Worm Rider Centurion 90 and back the Knucker up 3 inches, and the Knucker might be able to just see like the back corner of the mincers, but might also be in their charge range at that point.
Or just charge different mincer units with the 2 of them.
Just charge different things. Yeah,
right. He's in.
Charge the wizards.
Andy is looking in very good shape on the left if the dice don't say otherwise.
Mm-hmm. He's going to be able to double charge whatever he wants next turn, I think.
With
Depth Horrors.
With one of those in Depth Horrors, yeah.
All right.
Or just 2 Depth Horrors.
Or just 2 Depth Horrors, yeah.
Up, and it is just out of line of sight of the mincers, so it's safe there. That would have been really bad if he'd put him there and he could just see it charge into that guy, kill him, and then overrun him to the flank of the Depth Horrors.
Oh yeah.
So good thing to check.
That would be a way to ruin a very good move phase.
He seems to have moved it up close enough to inspire the Tidal Swarm.
Yeah.
Does he? 360, yeah, he does.
That's going to be an interesting combat.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I was just trying to decide what to do with this Knucker all the way over here on the right.
I think
we know he's kind of got limited options. Yeah, right? You can only get so close. You can only get so close around the side because Magua will just come get you.
If that's what Magwa's doing, then Magua isn't helping against the Depth Horrors. I think you just do it.
Yeah.
How good a chance
helping against the depth? Go ahead.
How good a chance of surviving do we think the flea bags have?
Pretty good, actually.
12, 14?
Uninspired.
Uninspired, 12, 14. So the Depth Horde Eternal is 5 dice, 3s and 2s, and then he's got, 12 dice on 5s and 4s?
Yeah.
It's
it's probably pretty good.
They've got a pretty good chance of living, yeah.
Yeah, they're going to do like 5 wounds.
Yeah, 5-6 wounds best. They will do on average.
Mm.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they should. They should, but you never know.
They should.
So again, the important thing there is taking away Nimble so they can't flank charge the Depth Horrors.
Can't torch or anything. Yeah. I think my money's on them getting wavered.
A waiver would be pretty reasonable.
And it looks like he is basically just going for it with the Knucker. Just get him into the flank of everything.
Yeah, absolutely. Ooh.
Make Magua come get you.
Okay. I don't know. Oh, I see. Yeah, that's the play.
Yep.
He needs to give himself. Oh no, he doesn't need to give himself room to back up because Knuckers are that obnoxious. But he probably should make sure he has room to back up.
The only thing I don't like about that is, we're playing Dominate, so you don't really want to use a scoring unit to pull a non-scoring unit away and hide them behind a building for the rest of the game. But it's early in the game, and they got a lot of unit strength in the middle. So
when all of the units in your list, apart from one, are scoring units, you can
you can get away with that.
Kind of doesn't matter.
It looks like he's actually staying outside of Magua's 15, though.
1, 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14. Yep. Just barely out.
So it's a reasonable play. I'd like to see the Knucker. I'd like to see the whole right side more aggressive, to be honest. But this is a reasonable play.
Yeah, I mean, given how aggressive he's being on the left, I think I'm fine with the way he's being kind of coy on the right there, because you don't necessarily want to, like, that's a lot of dice to have to roll in the second or third turn with a whole bunch of charges if you go hard and aggressive everywhere.
And
doing now the Centaurian.
You're asking for something to go wrong. That's all. Okay. Yeah. So 2 wounds from the Centurion.
Ooh.
The hindered came in pretty big.
The blaster has chances to survive 50-50. Yeah, gone.
I think
no, the inspiring guy was out of range. Yeah.
It's too far. It's a boomstick guy. Yep. So that'll be first blood.
So he got... How is this first blood? No, a Tidal Swarm's died, right? Nope, this is it.
No,
wow.
No, that was it.
Okay.
And now he tries to figure out how to reform them so they can both see.
You just pivot them both 90 degrees and don't bother.
You just pivot them. Yep. Don't worry about it.
There's no way to do what you would want to do.
Yeah, it's fine. And then I think we just have this one other combat here. So this is going to be the Tidal Swarm and the Depthor Eternal versus the Fleabag Riders. He's not still trying to move the knucker, is he? Okay. All right, so we'll just wait for him to roll there.
I think Mario's in a very tough position now for the next turns.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We got 2 from the Tidal Swarm.
Not what we expected.
Oh. Low from the Eternal.
Only
2
2
more.
hits, yeah. All right, so it puts 1-4. So, was that 8 to waiver?
8 to waiver, yeah.
I was expecting at least 1 more.
And Snake Eyes. And a double 1, of course.
Okay, that's not a double 1 you really care about, right? You needed an 8 to waiver. He just...
Yeah.
No, but Mario's in a bad spot there because the Mincers are all out of range. I think there's just one, but it's blocked by the Tidal Swarm. And he's getting the Knackers and the Centurions on the flank. And maybe next turn he's going to get double charges if he's not careful.
Right. This is still even with not wavering those flea bags, this is still a real good spot for Andy to be in on the left.
Yeah.
So what? You just countercharge the Tidal Swarm with the flea bag?
Just try to kill something. Yeah. It's not great.
It's not great, but it's something.
Are Mince's height 3 or 4? They're only 3.
Height 3. Yeah.
So he can't even use that left unit to like block line of sight.
No, that's the annoying thing about Knackers. You cannot block his line of sight.
Well, height 4 is not that tall. But
yeah, you can block it with a Pegasus.
Anything but a monster or a Titan. Mm-hmm. It's really annoying.
Mm-hmm. A wizard on a Pegasus can.
Yes, that will be able. Any large cavalry, but they're not so. How do you say? So frequent.
Right. Now the other side of that is that it means Knuckers can block line of sight always, or against anything that isn't super tall.
Yeah.
Okay, so it looks like he's just going in with these Mincers, which is... Oh! I see. So the Depthors on the hill are in the flank of the Mincers, and they can't fit.
Yes.
Yep.
So he'd have to go in with just the Pathfinder Horde and not kill them.
Yeah. And he moved out the blaster so he could start chucking grenades.
Probably just at the Tidal Swarm, right?
Probably just the Tidal Swarm, yeah. He did move his Thundergun unit out of the forest.
Oh, I think he's forgetting he doesn't have Nimble anymore.
He might be. I'm not sure what the flea bags are trying to do. but he's definitely about to forget that he doesn't have nimble anymore because he's trying to do that corkscrew flank. Yep.
Or not?
I wonder if Andy told him.
May have, yeah. I mean, that's definitely I don't play against a lot of phalanx units, so that's definitely something I would have forgotten. And there's the counter charge against the title
Well,
storm. Yeah.
you don't play Trident Realms. You don't actively use that every game.
Right.
Yeah, this I don't know if they want to, but the Mincer's second from the left might be able to hit the Eternal.
Yeah, it can. Pretty sure.
I don't know if they want to. They probably don't.
Yeah, that's a tricky situation on the left for Mario.
Yes,
Yeah, that
and on the
Blaster
right,
being in range was...
I'm seeing on the right that the Rebel Horde can be multi-charged by the two
depth horrors. Yeah.
Yeah, and then what? Just throw Tidal Storm at the Mincers to slow them down, keep them from flanking you, or maybe not even flanking you because you'll kill them.
Yep.
Pick up the other horde or pick up the regiment with the other guys, and then throw the Eternal to plug the hole.
Yep.
Yeah, I like it. I don't know if this unit can charge the Eternal.
These Mincers?
I don't know if they can do it around the flea bags.
He's trying to work out the angle. So
I don't think so.
The flea bags haven't slid far enough to the left right there.
You're right. They should slide further to the left, but they should still be slightly overhanging the Tidal Swarm.
Yeah, just a little bit. But it might be enough to get past that corner.
Maybe.
He's got to watch his back corner to make sure he doesn't run onto the Centurion while he's trying to turn.
Right, there's that too.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I would do in this situation if I were Mario.
I don't know. It's not a good spot.
It's not. Yeah, I mean, Andy got to go first and just has pushed everything forward with a line of Tidal Swarm chaff in front of him and not really giving him any openings. And now here we are, bottom of turn 2, and he's on him.
So really, he can't keep those two from flanking Mincers, right? Just that's not possible.
Oh, the
lightning bolt,
right?
He could, because he could turn the one, if he really wanted to, could turn the ones on the left round and then shift the other two sideways so that there's no room.
I don't think they can go fast enough.
I
think he just gets himself flanked by depth horrors if he does that, and that's even worse.
Yes.
So I think you're at the point where you do the you can't flank all of us thing and just go for it. But the problem is he can't just go for it because there's Tidal Swarm in the way.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you don't think about it till you're looking at a table like this, and then you're like, there's kind of a huge difference between speed 5 and speed 6 for most of your army.
Right.
Yeah.
It's big.
Yeah, because almost all your army is speed 5, and you don't have the proper screening.
Right, yeah. Not really any chaff on the Goblin side.
So you have the rubble, but you have choose to spread so much your army that you don't have any screens.
Right.
Because if you
Right.
bring in a slow army, why don't you bring screens? I mean,
Like little troops of more beasts kind of thing.
yes.
Yeah. I'd almost like that more than these two Fleabag regiments.
Or
Mhm.
Maybe
Luggets,
not
maybe.
even almost.
Luggets, yeah. Mario did say he was experimenting with these Fleabag riders in his list. He doesn't normally use them, so he may have traded his screens for some cavalry and might be missing it right about now.
Right. I'd have to look at goblins. I like the Mobby's troops idea, but I'd have to look at goblins. I don't know them well enough. I don't know what these mincers are trying to do.
Don't know.
It feels like they just took the worst out of all of their options.
I think maybe that if the Centurion wants to go to the flank of one Mincers, maybe next turn he can hit them.
He can hit them. The Centurion can also just flank the mincers. That did that. Though alone, that probably won't kill them. Maybe that's what he's going for?
Don't know. I mean, it's not an easy spot, so...
Yeah, and honestly, I think the way you respond to that is Andy is to throw the Depth Horror Eternal at them to just get in their way.
Well, I think if he does that, I don't know. He's making Andy to get one flank charge into one Mincer and the other one flank charge into the other Mincer.
But that was going to be the case anyway, because
Right.
Because until one gets out of the way, the other one can't see.
Right. And two Depth Horror hordes to the front and a Worm Rider to the flank just deletes mincers, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Maybe if when you route the tidal storm in the middle, you can you can advance with the Mincer on the right, so not two horror hordes fit in there, or they will fit anyway. They will fit anyway.
Yeah. Sorry, that's what I was laughing about, was him just totally redeploying these guys, which I like.
Speedy goblins.
And it looks like, with where they put the tape measure, is he trying to get Magwans out of line of sight of the Knucker?
Of the Knucker, yeah.
Yes.
By hiding behind the building?
Yeah.
I don't know if backing up is the right idea. I think maybe moving forward out of line of sight of the Knucker is probably... Yeah, I like this a lot more.
That's the thing. The problem with the Knucker around the edge of the building is that it's actually not too difficult for Mario to just keep moving out of arc.
Right, it's a delaying play, which is usually what I would use Knuckers for. But
and the trouble is that when the move you're using to avoid the Knucker is the kind of move you probably want to be making anyway.
Right.
It kind of...
He just going in on the Depth Horror?
Yeah, he was checking.
Yeah, no, I see
see
what
if he
you mean.
could.
I see what you mean, and that's why I wanted a more aggressive play with with everything to really pin them in between the Knucker and all the Depth Horrors.
Yeah. So he's going after the Eternal?
Which is going to get his Magwans killed.
Yeah, but his Magwans are probably going to get charged by the Depth Horror Eternal next turn anyway.
Right.
Or maybe not.
I mean, at this point, Mario probably is thinking that he has to do something. He can no longer hold back the Magwans and the Fleabag Riders, because he needs help on the other side of the table.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Sure, and moving Magwins up means now he can move the Fleabag Riders up to hide behind the building instead of running all the way across the table with them, so they're still sort of in reserve. We'll see. He's definitely trying to make the best of a bad situation at this point. We'll see if it works out.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you definitely sometimes you do hit that point in a game where you're like, well, I've got no good options. Let's just try something and see what happens. Why not?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. That's where he is.
This is unlikely to happen, but I have no better choice. Yeah. Because I think next turn, Magwans are gone. Rubber Horde will be gone if they charge with the 2 Horror Hordes, and the Mincer will be chaffed with the Tidal Swarm.
Yep.
Throwing Hail Marys in turn 2 is a little bit sad.
Yes.
Yep. So that was Blaster against the Tidal Swarm in the middle, which didn't hit. And now here's Lightning Bolts against, I'm guessing, the Knucker all the way over there on the left. Only one hit.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
That's
he's still
disappointing for your Boomstick Wizard to roll a bunch of 3s.
Other wizard who...
Other Wizard, same target, but with cover. So
No wounds.
and nothing. Yeah, his Lightning Bolt has really not paid off for him so far in this game.
No. He doesn't.
Yeah.
And here comes Magwas. Yeah, gonna keep working on the depth bars on the hill.
He doesn't. I don't feel like he has enough.
2.
Oh, he got 2. I don't think he has
Got 2.
enough Lightning Bolt to just be deleting things, especially since he's not concentrating it.
Oh no, he's just chipping away units. It's the only thing he can do.
We can talk about it not paying off, but I don't think he has enough to be seriously killing things.
No.
He
The
can't.
thing is, goblins can't really take enough to seriously kill things.
Not with just Lightning Bolt. Ooh, he did 4 this time.
Yeah,
and that should be the end of Tidal Swarm.
He's not hindered anymore, so
10 and 8, so yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, they're Tidal Swarm.
Sure. Mugger can't see you. Mugger Centurion can't see you. Okay. And now Magwin's on the Eternal. Normally hit on 3s, but of course Ensnare brings that to 4s. So they lost a couple of hits there. 6 wounds, pretty good. And they're 14, 16 on the Eternal?
Yes.
Should only be 5.
5
Defense is 4.
Okay,
defense 4.
But
aren't they crossing 2? Oh no, it's crossing 1.
He gets a 9 total. Whatever.
Nah, it's super high nerve, the poor Eternal. That wasn't like
14, 16 with Fury. So good.
And Snare.
Well, yeah, it wouldn't be good without Ensnare.
Sure. That would be good without a Snare.
It wouldn't be.
Super,
it wouldn't be
good.
bad without Ensnare.
It wouldn't be bad. No, it would still be good. 115 points for that much nerve. Yeah, sure. Nine wounds total on the Tidal Swarm.
So
and a
the
6 and a 6.
do take care of the Tidal Swarm.
Yep. And now we'll see what he can do with his reform here.
Yeah.
It's not great then butted up against each other like that.
No, 3, 6, 9, 12, because he's got 3 hordes of depth horrors in range.
One of them's going to have to sidestep, I think, just to let the other one turn.
Yeah, if that's his play. There's also the kind of backup we had been talking about, but then he just double charges the other one.
Yeah.
I don't know what turn he even wants to do.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, wait, if he sidesteps the unit on our right and rolls exactly 1, It's not terrible. The problem is if he rolls anything higher than 1, it kind of is.
Yeah, but
Oh no! If he rolls higher
only...
than 1, then the Worm Rider Centurion's out of range. Yeah, he should sidestep the unit on the right, and then nothing will be able to flank them, and then pivot the other unit. It's not what he did, but it's what he maybe should
He
have
did
done.
just the opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which still gets some of the same ideas.
I think that the Worm Rider Centurion can't fiddle through the gap to get to the flank of the one on the hill. No, because
that's gonna be tough.
it's a little bit too wide. Without 2 pivots, I think isn't enough.
Pivot, move. Pivot. You're right. He needs a 3rd pivot.
Yeah. He's got to be able to move forward some to get off the knucker just to pivot at all.
And then he doesn't look like he has enough room to fit both depth horrors in on that unit on the hill, or any 2 depth horrors.
Maybe.
No.
It might be a case of No, I think he can. I think the one in the very middle goes in first and slides to leave just enough room, and the other one can get in, can move and pivot to just slide in exactly.
No, the gap between the other 2 mincers is smaller than the width of 2 depth horror hordes. So he can't even fit them.
Okay.
Huh?
He's saying
maybe with the angles.
Saying between that corner and this side of this unit, there might not be enough space for both.
Yeah, I don't know
if
that's wide enough to fit. It's close, but I don't know that that's wide enough to fit 2 depth
it's
horror
difficult.
hordes.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, well,
It
you can try it and find out.
It's super tight.
So what will you do if assuming they can fit on the hill? What will you do? Will you just throw the 2 depth horrors into one, or will you split 1 depth horrors and 1 centurion / knacker to each one of it?
I think you do plays that make sure you kill mincers. Right? Maybe.
Yeah, the question is, which are those plays?
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. You don't do 1 depth horrors and the knucker, right? You fully commit to killing stuff that you're trying to kill.
And the one on the hill.
It's actually the flea bags that turn into the issue.
No, not really, because you know that the Eternal stops them.
Not if the Eternal goes off and charges the ones on the pond.
Well, that's because the Eternal, I think, doesn't.
Okay, then what's stopping them from following up on whatever hits the next unit over?
If you kill the next unit over, it doesn't matter.
Okay. So you do 2 and the Centurion into them.
Possibly.
The Eternal and Knucker into the unit on the pond.
I think it's the other way around. I think the Centurion goes into the one in the pond, and the Knucker goes into the other one. Because I think the. Oh no, maybe not. Never mind.
Either one's fine.
Either one's fine.
And then you throw 1 into the unit on the hill, just to be in their way. And then you don't even need to chaff up the last unit because they don't have arc.
Yeah.
It does mean you don't pick up the Thundergun rabble, but you might not need to.
You're not in a hurry to.
Right.
Yeah. Let me see. Both the Knucker and the Centurion have Pathfinder. They both hit on 3s. They both got Crush 1 and Thunderous 1. The Knucker's got 1 more attack. Yeah. They're both going to be in a flank somewhere. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know if those couple more attacks are going to make that big a difference. I feel like those mincers are. What's their nerve? -16. Okay, so like neither the Worm Rider nor the Knucker are definitely going to kill the mincers in the pond by hitting them in the flank in one turn, right?
No, they're not going to die this turn.
Right. So I guess I would put the one with fewer attacks into the one in the pond, and the one with a couple more attacks into the one that I'm definitely trying to kill this turn, just to be certain it dies.
Yeah.
Since the other one,
I can see that.
Yeah, and also the the Knacker's already got 3 damage on it, but it also has Ensnare, which the Worm Rider doesn't. Thinking of which one is more likely to survive a countercharge.
I don't know, but if we go...
The Worm Rider inspires
the Worm
himself.
Rider. But
and has regen.
It's got better nerve, better defense, isn't damaged. It's the Worm Rider.
But it doesn't
I don't think they are like they're guaranteed to survive with just the attack of the Knacker on the flank, because on the flank they're only defense 4. And 12 attacks, and maybe he gets the Depth Horror Eternal.
Are they only defense 4 on the flank? I thought they were 5.
No, defense 4.
Oh.
So they can... Knacker can easily do 7-8 damage. And you get 1 damage from the Deep Horror Eternal, 1 lucky roll, and they're gone.
No, they're inspired. It'd be 2 lucky rolls.
Yeah.
But that's always the case.
Yeah, true. I don't know.
Yeah, it's 12 attacks on 3s and 2s from the Knacker.
Right, versus 10 on 3s and 2s from the Centurion, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the Centurion gets hit back on 4s, which with the very high number of attacks is possibly more dangerous, even if you do have the defense 5.
Yeah, I mean, it's the especially with the 3 damage on the Knucker already, the Centurion's definitely more likely to survive. But it's also kind of a bigger thing to be risking.
Yeah.
I know it doesn't like cost significantly more, or maybe even they're only 10 points different, but
yeah, you got 2 inspiring sources over here on this flank already.
Right.
The third one's kind of redundant, I feel like. So I don't know. I think I'd send the Centurion in the flank of the one in the pond. Throw the Knucker towards the middle. Okay, well there goes the Eternal.
He has thrown the Eternal there, which means something's got to deal with the flea bags. He could be taking his Thundergun unit into them, which would be
an
option.
Hindered, but they're damaged enough already that it doesn't matter.
Right.
Maybe you know that the next thing the Fleabag's charge is going to be hindered, so you don't care that much.
Yeah.
That's also true.
Yeah. I think you just ignore them this turn.
It's a lot to be ignoring. I don't think you can. Not when you're all defensive.
Attacks on 5s.
28 attacks on 5s and 3s.
He's sending the Thundergun in.
No, 5s and 3s, yeah.
You can't afford to ignore them if they're getting flanks.
Sure, but I would just assume that like if you're not going after them, then you're double charging and flank charging that mincer to the left of the hill and killing it, and then just turning to face them, so they'd be running into the front next turn.
Right, sure. I don't know. Now I'm not sure. Are they going into them and then the other units taking the guys on the hill?
Yep.
And Knucker's got to be coming in on this combat, right?
It's got to.
It's got to be. Yeah, no question there.
It's a risk. If he pulls it off and kills them, it's good, but
he does still have a Bane Chant he can throw over there.
Oh, he's absolutely throwing the Bane Chant into one of the depth horrors.
Yeah. I mean, probably the unhindered one into the front that he just put in the front of the mincers there.
Yeah. Well, I'm talking either them or the guys that are probably about to charge the ones on the hill. Right?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like you're
definitely Bane chanting one of them. I would go with the ones that are also charging with a Knucker.
Yeah, I would too, because
then
you want to make sure you kill that one, so then the Knucker can turn around and help whatever he needs to, and the depth horrors can turn and take care of the one on the hill.
Are the sharpness depth horrors in the?
They're on the one on the hill on the right.
They're in the front.
Oh, they are in the front. Why did I think they were in the flank?
Maybe he moved them already?
Close.
I don't think so.
No, it hasn't moved them yet. It's close.
Okay, if they're in the front, then you throw. Then you.
I mean, they go
them
in
as well,
and they're the ones that get the Bane Chant.
And then you just try to delete a Mincer mob with just
know that you're deleting
on 3s or 2s and 3s or whatever it is.
Yeah, 2s and 4s.
Thunders off the hill. Yeah.
No, they're
2s and 3s because Thunders off the hill. Yeah,
they're coming down a hill.
Yeah.
So it'd be 2s and 2s with the 2s and 2s and 3s with the Bane Chant.
No. This charge isn't legal, I don't think.
Why not?
How tall are? Oh, they're only height 2. They're cavalry, so I thought that they were height 3.
No, they're cavalry, but they're height 2. Yeah.
Yeah, cavalry without riders.
Okay, never mind. That charge is legal.
The flank on Joe's. Yep. All right. That's nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, in which case you do Bane Chant.
Then again, where there's a reasonable chance we're going to get something really fun, like a Goblin Blaster into a flank next turn. So that's always fun to see.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know why he's just giving him that.
I mean, he'd have to not he'd have to move the mincers into the mincers.
No,
he
can just back up his Thundergun unit.
Could back up it. He could back up his yeah.
And then, oh no, I'm only. No. Yeah, it does fit. Never mind. Yeah. He shouldn't be giving him that.
Yeah, there's a lot more single charges than I thought we were going to see this turn.
Yeah, which could pay off if they work, but it's a much bigger risk to be taking than throwing 2 depth horrors into a mincer.
Right, like he's definitely planning on grinding for a few turns here at this point instead of popping some things and ignoring some things. And there's the Bane Chant. Looks like it's going on the one with the Knucker in support, and he gets it. I think that's a smart one.
That's the place to put it.
Yep, guarantee that one.
Guarantee the deletion, yeah.
Yeah. Right, because if you go in and kill none of these guys, and now it's just a bunch of individual combats, and you don't have anybody ready to come in and clean up next turn, then why did you do all these charges?
Well, the thing is, I think depth horrors, if they get the charge in the first charge in, they win.
Sure.
I think.
Sure.
They win these grinds.
Yes. Snare and high nerf makes very good for grinding. Just 5 wounds.
Six wounds total, or 5 wounds total, and 11 rolled.
Reroll.
Yeah.
And a 6.
That's not enough.
No. But we didn't really expect that one to die, so.
No.
All right, now onto the Thunder Guns against the wounded Fleabag Riders.
5 damage.
5 damage and an 8. That will get them.
Yep.
And 4 damage to start with. It's not a good thing for a Goblin unit. Any Goblin unit. Okay. All right, now onto the double charge with the Knucker and the Depth Horrors in the front with Bane Chants.
That is almost guaranteed to go on this way.
Yeah.
So that's 8.
And then the Knucker, 8 hits.
And another 8.
Another 8, that's 16. Oof. And needs it twice, doesn't Snake Eyes, so. And now just the reform. So pointing the Knucker forward gives it some options. Well, no, not really. It can't quite see the next Mincer's over, but it can run down some individuals or help against the Mincer that's still in the pond. There we go. Now I can see it just in case.
I feel like he could pivot to see everything.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure why he isn't. Unless he's making sure he can still see the Mincers if they countercharge the Centurion.
Yeah, that might be it.
I mean, he can see them all. Where he is now, he can see them all day.
Yeah.
Right. So he probably had room to pivot a little bit more.
Yeah.
All right, Mincers on the hill are fine. Took 4 wounds.
Yeah, that was kind of expected.
That's fine, yeah. You know that was going to take a while. 1 wound.
1 wound.
Yeah, Tidal Swarm.
Takes away their Thunderous at least. That's good.
Sure.
Speaking of Thunderous, here's the Depth Horrors off the hill.
Two, so.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Oh, well, so much for
twos.
sharpness. Right? He does,
That's
however, do
not
11 damage. Comes to 17, that won't do it. Was it only 10 damage? They didn't count the Thunder. Oh, they have Phalanx!
But they have Phalanx, yeah.
They have Phalanx.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
it.
Thunder Gun.
So many Phalanxes.
Third Eternal did 4. Okay.
Good for him.
And then Magwan should just die.
Yeah.
Nope.
Nope.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Nope.
Oh, not good.
So there's a Snake Eyes where it kind of matters.
Because they're going to get flanked.
Are they?
The gods favor the Magwans.
Oh, they are.
Yeah, they're going to
If the
get flanked by
Magwans
the
can
flea
get out
bags.
of the way.
Flea bags.
They can just run 12 inches forward, can't they?
Yeah. Or just countercharge, right? They're not gonna
Countercharge
overhang
they
them.
can't because the
No,
Magwans
if they
overhang
can-
a little.
Yeah, no, the
will
Magwans
they?
are wider, so if they countercharge, it doesn't work.
But they can just. I think
run
get away
forward.
with just going 12 inches forward.
True.
Yep.
And they're devastated, so I guess
Mhm.
they wouldn't really contribute that much anyway.
Right. It's more about just getting them out of the way, which you're
Right.
right. That's.
But hey, they're unit strength that isn't dead that can now head towards the center of the table.
This is a mistake.
That's a mistake.
Is he cheating?
Unless they cheat. Yep, he's cheating. Oh, he
Right.
still might not be able to do it. Oh, no, they're nimble.
Yeah, they're
Oh, he's
nimble,
trying to
they're-
hit the Eternal.
Maybe moving that.
That's an odd choice. Yeah, I think he's realizing this isn't going to work. There's not enough space.
I think it works if the rabble back up.
Yeah.
Like, I think that one works without cheating if the rabble back up.
I think I'd go for the flank of the Depth Horrors, though. Unless the building
I
absolutely.
really
overhangs too
would
much.
go for the. I really would go for the flank of the Depth Horror.
Yeah, definitely.
Because they're going to be hindered either way coming in. So
Especially
You might as
because
well
it's
hit the
actually a
flank.
really good way of preserving the more beasts. Just run
Yeah.
down, and they'll be
Yeah.
able to just sort of hang around, hide behind the hill until it's time to score.
right. Otherwise,
Yeah, unless you get one
that
point.
unit's doing nothing. Right. That unit's doing nothing the rest of the game. They're devastated.
They're delaying Depth Horrors for another turn is what they're doing.
Right.
Yeah,
Right,
you
but
could just kill Depth Horrors, and then you don't need to delay them.
Right. And keep your unit strength till the end of the game, or make him kill them with something else.
Because I mean, it's those flea bags in the flank is a good 13, 14 wounds.
Right. Yeah,
Yes.
that just
You get rid
kills
of the
Depth
snares, you
Horrors
double
out of
attacks.
nowhere. Yeah.
Double attacks, you wound on 2s with vicious.
Yeah.
Will they wound on twos? They'll get hindered going through the forest. Do they have Pathfinder?
No, because they're ignoring the trees. They're only playing the base.
Oh, they're only playing the base, right? Oh, and they have a
they're
mop
not
up
using
too.
the.
Oh, that means they're not. Does that mean they're not hindered into the flank of the Eternal either?
No, they're not.
Okay, I'll admit I do like it better now. It's still not amazing. It looks like he's trying.
I mean, they have with 5 damage on that Eternal. They have a decent chance of killing it.
Sure.
Oh, in the flank, they should kill it.
Yeah, they've still got their mop up.
He's
Why
trying to work
does-
out.
He has to work out that he needs to back up the horde.
Looks like he's thinks he can pull it off by backing up the mincers instead.
Yeah, I think what he's possibly seen is that if he overshoots the swarm,
He can then pivot and
he can then pivot. Yeah, he can do it. It's
absolutely.
fine. Okay, in which
I don't
case,
know
do
if
that.
this is better, but he can do it.
Oh, he did have to back up the
Because now it means the mincers aren't killing that tidal swarm.
No.
There's Magua into the Knucker, which we knew had to happen.
Right, but the Knucker
But a
can
blaster in a
still,
flank is just too much fun.
like,
Blaster, it is fun. It is a lot of fun. And if you play goblins, you should have some.
right. I
should
would
have some
just
fun.
have backed up the Thunder Gun unit instead. Interesting thing about this Magua and Knucker, though, Knucker can still charge whatever it wants.
Yeah. It'll be able to see over.
Unless he gets lucky and waivers it. Like,
unless you manage to hide stuff behind the forest and behind the buildings and all that. Yeah.
I mean, assuming the Thunder Gun unit doesn't pivot, he maybe can't make it to their flank. But the other rabble, he could just go in and kill.
Or the flea bags.
Potentially the flea bags, depending on what they do.
So I'm expecting his whizzes over on the left side of the field to keep shooting that Knucker, because that's what they've been working on all game so far.
Yeah, that's the reasonable target. You don't start chipping away at undamaged depth horrors at this point.
Right now. No.
Oh, the lightning has to go into the Knucker, right?
Yeah.
I will.
And he is countercharging the
No ensnare.
the Worm Rider. Yeah. No, it makes sense. And these ones have... Is it the same nerve? If not, it's very similar.
That's one less. Naya Wind Rider is
the Centurion has less nerve, doesn't have fury, doesn't have ensnare. It does have one higher defense.
Aren't they both 13-15?
No, the depth horror is 14-16.
Oh, the depth horror. Oh, right.
Yeah, not the Knucker. Yep.
Right.
Who might actually be in the rear of those mincers if they don't kill it?
Yep.
Now the lightning bolt is doing their thing.
No. Yeah.
That's the lightning bolt.
Okay, there's the boomstick we've been waiting for. Yep. Four wounds on 6 dice.
And it's not inspired.
It's not inspired. Because the Centurion is...
No wounds on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is it?
Did one.
No, it didn't.
Shouldn't have.
They counted it as one, but no.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, the Knucker is defense 4, so...
No, it is. Yeah, so yeah, should have only been... Should be at 7.
Because if they were counting it as defense 3, he should have 9 wounds.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because he rolled a 2 with the other lightning bolt.
I don't know what to say other than that it looks like they messed that up.
Bane chant into the flea bags.
Oh, he has a Bane chant too?
Yeah, he has a flagger
behind the Rebel Horde.
Blue Bear. All right, now we're looking for a winner. An 8, 3 roll on the...
Ooh, 3 is nothing.
That's a shame.
Too bad.
Oh.
Counts as a double 1.
Well, I can hear him in my head right now.
Okay, so he does
mincers.
8.
And rolls a 10.
They're gone.
They're inspired.
Do it again.
Yeah, they're
They're
inspired.
inspired.
Oh,
They're fine.
And there's another 3. The rerolls are killing him.
No, he needed a 10 there, right? It's not that weird.
No, he needed a 9 because they have brutal.
Okay. Oh, can they can't corkscrew into the other regiment, can they?
5 and a 7, it's 12. That's nothing.
nothing.
I don't think so. I don't think the 1-inch backup gives them.
I
don't
would
think so.
definitely try as Andy. Like, I'm not confident it works, but
I don't
Evans.
think they can get the angle.
they might not be able to.
Yeah, they don't do much of these depth horrors because they're devastated, so only half attacks.
Also, even if they weren't devastated, they wouldn't do much to depth horrors.
True.
And then this one will be interesting.
Go Riders.
Gets 11 hits.
Not. Yep.
8
and
with
a
one
reroll.
vicious 9.
No,
Yeah.
no. They're wounding on. They're wounding on 2s.
No, he's defense 4. Oh, he Bane Chanted.
They enchanted.
Yeah, so it's just gone. Okay.
That gets him. Okay. Yep.
Mhm.
Oh, and the good thing is here that they don't need to turn round because
Because
the
Magram's in
Knucker
the way.
can't get round the right side
Yeah, with the 2 pivots.
with 2 pivots.
Yep.
Because the building's in the way.
Because the building's in the way.
He can. He can go the other way with 2 pivots.
No, he can't. He doesn't have enough. He doesn't have enough
I don't
angle
think he has. Yeah,
to get
think
into the
he
rear.
does.
I think definitely not. He will not be able to hit the rear.
If he moves them
think you
forward, I
can.
think that's a problem. I think now that he's moved them forward, he might be able to.
He may have
Right,
already had it.
Because it's
I don't know.
because you can take less of an angle. Yeah. So here's the rabble.
This
Not
this
bad.
is a big
Not
one.
bad.
Oh, the rabble did
Yeah,
5.
no, that's not bad.
The Rebel did 5. That's very good. It's a waste. It's a waste of a blaster now.
No, it's
So 16 hits.
like 14 damage. Yeah.
Yep.
These ones I don't think are inspired. They're just dead.
No, they're not. They're not.
He rolled it twice, but he didn't need to.
You didn't need to. No, you got him. All right, so he picks up a couple of units. Picks up a Death Horror Eternal.
This is
or a Death
So
Horror.
this
Actually
right
looking-
side just got really
a
interesting.
lot better.
Yeah.
Now, if he can make that corkscrew from the hill into the flank of the mincers, then he's in trouble again. But you're right. This game is looking way better for Mario all of a sudden.
Has he forgotten that the blaster
Blasters
blows up?
blow up.
No, he blows up at the end of the turn.
Oh, is it at
Right.
the end of the turn?
It's
Okay.
at the end of the
Yes.
turn, yeah. Yeah, that's
Which means
that's
it
really
still might be in the way for reforms.
yeah. That's why he was checking because he wanted to get it out of the way so he could advance the rabble as far forward as possible.
Oh, it also means you can overrun through stuff.
Yes,
Like you can just blast through a bunch of individuals.
Yeah.
Huh.
yes,
Okay.
it's hilarious.
Interesting.
So I think we're doing the mincers on the Centurion.
Did 6
That's
and
not
wavered
gonna-
him. No, if he's brutal, that's a waiver.
That's a waiver, yeah.
That's 13. Yep.
And it's not enough
But-
to save him, but
No, because
No.
the Knucker's in the rear. No.
I mean, it's whatever Andy wants to kill him with at this point, right? He's got 4 units in the flank or rear.
yeah.
All right, and that's going to bring us to turn 4.
Now Andy has to start to think how is he going to get unit scores to the center.
It's only turn 4.
Yeah, but after
Yeah.
that he will only have 2 turns.
Right.
And he's
But,
he's still
like-
got another turn or 2 to grind on things before he's killed them.
But, like, if he double flanks these hill guys with If he triple charges the mincers on the hill with all of his depth horrors, kills them and pivots them to look at the middle,
Yeah.
then he's got all of his depth horrors looking at the middle pretty close.
But with the Windsor wavered, maybe you want to make sure you kill the Mince mob on the left. And maybe
Okay, throw the Knucker into their rear.
Oh, yeah. Haven't thought about that.
And he absolutely has the rear charge on his bags with
definitely.
the Southern Knucker.
Yeah, definitely. Forgot about that.
If he hadn't surged them forward, he wouldn't have been able to do it.
Yeah, you might be.
Where they were before, he just couldn't get into it. But now
I don't think that's true, but doesn't matter because he did, and that made it way easier.
Now he's trying to figure out if he can charge the flea back.
He can. He absolutely can.
Yeah, definitely
He's done it.
There's no question at this point.
I think there are so many games where I have the option when you route a unit and then should I reform or should I advance? And then you advance and you get in a very shitty position. And you give your opponent a very good charge that is game changing.
Let's see. Let's see if he has it. He's trying it.
Yeah.
If he has this, that's
game.
Yeah. Unless dice get uncooperative again, like they did against Magua.
No,
he doesn't have it. Okay. But he can still chaff him up with Tidal Storm for another turn.
All because he didn't charge that swarm.
I think if he had charged the swarm, it'd be even further away.
If he countercharged the swarm instead of backing them up so that he could get the thing in, he would have killed it and reformed. So it would have been in the front and maybe not worth the corkscrew, but still.
Maybe I think he would have just been out of. Oh, this is interesting.
Yeah, maybe he was out of the front arc.
I get what you're saying about points, but it pulls those depth horrors further from the middle.
True.
I'm not saying it's bad. It's just an interesting call. Who is this? Is this? Oh, it's the inspiring source.
It's the
inspiring source. I like it way more now. I thought it was the boomstick guy. No, he's got to flank the mincers with the other depth horrors, right?
If only for position.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, because
Knucker, who cares?
The Knucker's going in the rear,
can get in position, but yep. Here's the Knucker rear charge.
Whenever I watch somebody play Trident Realm and they're doing this sort of interesting stuff with the Knuckers and the units, and you see how well Ensnare can work, I'm always really tempted to start a Trident Realm army.
They're fun. They're really fun.
They're really fun because they're just so different.
I'm disappointed in his lack of River Guard because River Guard are the most fun.
Yep. Because I used to play Wrath of Kings, and I used to play the actual army that everybody uses.
Everybody uses.
So I have a whole bunch of them in boxes still that I bought to play for Wrath of Kings, but then Wrath of Kings died. So I just sort of have what could be a Trident Realm army sitting here.
See, it's just news to me that anyone ever played Wrath of Kings.
I think we did it because the club that I was in at the time, there were 5 of us, and one of the guys in our club really wanted to go in on the Kickstarter, so he got all of us in on it. Because if you bought the highest level of the Kickstarter, you got all 5 armies. You literally got all the models in the game at launch.
Yeah, that's really good for a club.
Yeah, and so it just came down to, can we divide it up? Is each of us actually interested in one army, and we can spread them out that way, and would everybody be happy with it? And we were, and I was like, well, I'll take the Fishmen. They sound cool.
Right? Fishmen are always cool.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and we enjoyed playing it. It was a pretty good fantasy skirmish game. It's got some of the same ideas in Vanguard, only they're cleaner. I think it's actually a better fantasy skirmish game than Vanguard.
Well, I don't think that's difficult. I really don't like Vanguard at all.
Yeah, it's got
Yeah.
issues.
Yeah.
I think he's too heavy for me. Like, you have so many options, so many things you can do that.
I just feel like
Yeah.
it's trying to do too many things at once.
It didn't really use the same mentality that people like about Kings. Like, the people who play Kings of War, for the most part, really like that it's a very straightforward, streamlined game, and Vanguard isn't. So it doesn't feel like it's trying to appeal to a lot of the same people as Kings of War is.
It's trying to scratch the same
How many
itches as
wounds,
Kings
dude?
of War and Dead Zone, and not doing either. Because
Okay.
Kings of War is so
13?
good, and Dead Zone is so good.
Right.
I've never played Dead Zone, so I don't know.
So
It's pretty fun.
the Knucker in the rear had got 17 hits out of 18
wounds, I
attacks.
think.
Yeah.
Did it really?
13,
Yeah.
13 wounds, he get a 3 and he don't care.
Yeah, no, that 3 still kills him.
Yeah.
What is he doing now?
I think he's doing over here. Yeah.
Oh, my UB is... Okay, now we're good.
Yeah, the collection of the Depth Horror, the Naiad, and the Knucker easily polished off the Mincer in the pond.
Yeah, Mario's getting out of units.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think now his boomstick wizards is gonna do has to do a lot of Hail Mary lightnings to this wounded, the horse on the hill, to the knacker.
Yeah. All right, looks like he's doing the Depth Horror double charge on the Mincers on the hill first. There's the flank.
God, it's so much
that
damage.
unit
That's
is so
21 right there. Or 18.
Why
Yeah,
didn't he do first the wizard?
Yeah, why didn't he get rid of Inspiring first? I'm not sure
He
why.
should have gotten rid of the Inspiring Source first. Unless he really wanted to sidestep these depth holders first so
maybe
he could
he
pivot.
wants. Yeah,
But
maybe that's the
he
thing.
should have just killed the wizard first.
But if he does that, he allows the other unit to reform.
Yeah.
But also doing that now, the Depth Horrors on the Thundergun Depth Horror is now behind the hill, so he doesn't see.
Yeah.
And?
Sure. If Mario had anything over here that could threaten him.
Right. So what? The Mincers kill the Pinos Swarm, pivot, get double charged by Depth Horrors, and then one of them gets Bane Enchanted and the Mincers die anyway? Okay.
They forgot to delete the Flipback Regiment, didn't they? Now they're done.
There we go. Now he's gone. So Tidal Swarm on the last Mincers. 5 hits.
One damage. Yeah.
Consistent.
So what are Mario's choices now?
I think at this point Mario looks at how the tournament is being scored, which I don't know, and figures out what's his best way to get the highest point loss he can.
I mean,
he's not winning this game unless something ridiculous happens.
Definitely not.
So what's the highest point loss he can get, and how does he make that happen?
I think the only points, so he's done the Thundergun bonus of killing 1 unit.
Yep, because the blaster did all the work. Oh, maybe that's why he didn't go with the Mincers and went with the Horde instead, just for the Thundergun point.
He's definitely not good doing the undamaged one, and he's definitely not routing Andy's Thundergun unit.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think he can do the one that his Thundergun survives on the other half of the opponent, because his Thundergun is going to get toasted next turn.
Right, but does he get points just for killing Andy's stuff?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He
I
gets some.
think
Not a lot.
if he kills up to 800, it's 2 points. And if you kill more than 1,500 points, it's 3 points.
Yeah. And he's doing the bonus points for Dominate based on unit strength and not scoring units.
Yes.
So having more unit strength than Mill is good, but I think all his unit strength's about to die. So he might be left with like a Boomstick Wizard next turn.
Magua.
And Magua,
Maybe.
sure.
No, Magua's going to get Depth Horde, isn't it?
Probably.
She'll have a Boomstick Wizard. Even with an overrun, he might pick up both Magua and the Rabble. Yikes.
Yeah. So I guess at this point, you look at how many points you've killed and how many points are currently wounded, and you try to get your Boomstick Wizard to get you over the line for the most attrition bonus you can get in the couple of turns you got left.
Right. Exactly. And
Cast some Bane Chant there, probably. Yeah.
on the Rebel Regiment? Okay.
Well,
I
Matt
guess
was already
where else are
present
you going to
too.
Bane Chant? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just feels weird to cast Bane Chant there.
It's like what is that? A Wavered Knucker?
It's not working.
Ooh,
Get on camera.
that's not a dead Knucker.
No. Knucker's in cover, standing in the pond like that. So.
I'm not going to get it to back up.
All right.
Not going to get it to
Now
back
into combat.
Yep.
Yep.
Can we go what? Can we go somewhere else?
So Magua, ooh, that is a very good start for Magua.
Yeah.
Is it vicious too?
Might be. Vicious and melee, I think.
That's got to be that 4 that he
Vibrant
re-rolled
Joes. Yeah,
and then
vicious-
did a
vicious and
10
melee,
and
yeah.
just killed the thing. Yeah. Okay.
All right. So
Yeah.
dead
See, the
Knucker.
Bane Chanted Rebel didn't even bother attacking.
Right. Yeah, but now what do you do here? Try to get behind Magua? Oh, no, Magua's not. Magua's 12, 14, defense 5.
Yeah, but can you position the two of them so he can't overrun Magua into Rabble?
You'd have to move the Rabble.
Oh.
Trying to stay 6
Did
inches
he
away.
just move Magua 4 inches without... Wait. Yeah, he just...
This is sidestep.
4 inches?
Oh, that is... Ooh. Yeah, no, that's too
Yeah.
far. There
Yeah.
we go. Now he's bringing it back. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's not good for overrun. Hey, there you go. Yeah, I'm not sure about that positioning because that does line them up for an overrun onto them. And here's the last Mincer on the Tidal Swarm, I think. Oh, no. We're walking them forward. Oh, that's weird.
I'm back. What did I miss? Knacker's gone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Magua easily killed the Knucker.
And the other Knacker is wavered?
He's
And yeah, he
wavered.
wavered the Knucker with Lightning Bolt, but... You know... Whatever.
Ooh, lots of ones.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a lot of ones. It's...
4. Still good. I'm still 12.
Still got him?
With Brutal?
No.
Yeah.
That's 12.
6. Oh, no, that's
By
only
one.
11. That's only 11.
Aren't they brutal?
Yes.
6 damage and then 4 on the nerve, and then 1
And
for brutal
brutal.
is 11.
And there's
Oh,
as well.
those two wounds. That's right. Those two wounds
Those
are on the
two wounds
mincer,
are
not
on the
on
mincers.
not
Yeah.
on the title swarm. Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
Oh no.
Okay,
Oh
so
man.
I know we were saying this game was over before, but
The title swarm that outgrinded Mincer Mob.
Yeah. Oh, that's rough. Oh god, that's rough.
because now he just throws depth horrors at mincers and tries to kill
Just
everything with this depth horror horde on the right, and crashes the middle and kills everything that isn't an individual. Right?
Ow.
yep.
And maybe the Titus one probably ends up dying at some point.
Oh no, Mag was an
Oh.
individual. They turned to you.
Mag was an individual.
Yeah.
I don't think it makes a significant difference.
No, not really.
Because the depth
Not
horrors
really.
are still on the front if they do it right. For when
Yeah.
they roll a 2-inch
For when they
overrun
overrun.
and overrun into
Into the
the
rabble.
Well,
rabble.
now they only need a 2, whereas before they might have needed a 3 because
that's
of
a good point.
diagonals.
That's a good
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Would be a little longer. Yep.
Yeah, that's a legal Title Swarm move.
Oof.
Hmm. So Andy has 13 minutes left on his clock here in top of turn 5.
Plenty.
Plenty of time. They are playing Dominate, and now he's moved a couple of hordes, and now he's moving a third horde towards the center. So that should give him plenty of unit strength, whether he gets rid of the rabble horde or not, which the way things are looking right now, I'm guessing he is going to be able to get rid of the rabble.
Not this turn, but
Not this turn, but he
he
set
has
enough
2
for
more
next one.
turns to just kill him with 4 depth horror hordes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Andy has 4 of his 5 core hitting units that are the depth horror's horde.
Right.
And Marius lost all of his mincers.
Right.
Yep.
Unless he double ones. If he double ones, he might be able to count. Hold on. If he double ones and isn't
could get the wounded one.
devastated, he might be able to kill the wounded ones.
Yeah.
Even if he's devastated, he might still be able to kill the wounded ones.
Possibly, yeah.
Sure, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, they got 8 on him already.
Perhaps.
Maybe.
I mean,
They can roll more than
get,
a 3 for the nerve.
he can probably get them with a lightning bolt, maybe.
You think he just gives up on that knucker and goes after them?
It's more points. Less likely, of course.
It's not that much more points. Do they have an item?
Which one?
Pathfinder.
Oh, they have Pathfinder, so they're 205?
Yeah, and a knucker is what, 150?
150, yeah.
It might also take more points away from more tournament points from Andy if he's feeling vindictive.
Okay, it doesn't. So we didn't get the double one on the mincers, which is probably
very, very
for the
dead.
best. But let's see if these depth horrors can just overrun and kill everything. Oh, he's still deciding his reforms.
Yeah, I mean that rabble horde's in trouble next turn, regardless of how he reforms. Like,
you try to get the 70 points for killing a title swarm, and then just accept that they're not going to survive the game.
Yeah.
That's got to be a dead Magua, right?
Probably.
I think it's 12, 14 maybe. Or, let me double check.
And he did
Okay.
9 damage, and his low
12
roll, so his
12,
low
Yeah, he's
roll
good.
was a 17, and they're brutal.
Yeah.
Let's see that overrun. Oh, it's 6.
And
It didn't
6
even
inches.
matter.
Yeah.
Flat.
Yep. They should be able
Man.
to get a rabble horde or a rabble regiment too. They didn't hit
Yeah, so
very
this is.
well.
No, they didn't. But they've already
You
got
got
4 wounds on them, so. Once again, goblins don't like going into combat with 4 wounds on them already.
No.
That's going to bring us to bottom of turn 5. What has been a pretty one-sided game, unfortunately. The goblins' lightning bolts never really came into play when he really needed them to get rid of some chaff or some of these fast, nimble flankers on the Trident Realm side. The combats haven't really gone his way.
I think
I
the key
think
thing
that-
is that the key thing is that the Depth Horrors outcharged the Mincer mobs, and he didn't have an answer for that.
Yeah.
And I think the Knucker and the Centurion sneaking through to the Blaster was very bad.
Yeah.
It
That
was
a great
very
play.
bad.
Yeah, that pretty well guaranteed that the left side was going to go Andy's way.
I think
It was just a matter of time.
I think Mario should have chosen to flank these when he charged the flea bags in, should have taken the Depth Horrors.
Yeah, I think that too.
I think he really needed to do that.
Charge the Depth
Because-
Horrors and move aggressively with the Mincer mobs. So next turn you're gonna charge something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then maybe the Centurion and the Knackers, you have to, Andy's forced to commit them to block the Mincers and not to be able to go to the flanks.
So the Boomstick Wizard finally killed that Knucker in the pond. And
Ooh.
the Tidal Swarm does go down to the Rabble Horde. And that's going to be pretty much all. Oh, no, he threw his flag guy into... the Depth Horrors that are injured.
Okay. Sure.
Nah, he just gets flanked.
Yeah, on the overrun.
I mean, they're dead. It doesn't. They're dead. Those rabble are dead.
He's only Andy's only going to be able to charge them with 1 unit, but that unit is enough.
It's a horde of depth horrors in the flank of a rabble horde that already has 10 damage on them.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was the flag guy just trying to maybe get a lucky point of damage and randomly kill them?
Could be.
It was possible.
Possibly. It was
Like,
possible.
At
Now
that
what-
point, you just throw it out there and maybe it works, right?
Now what you can do is, as you are angry for losing, you use your Lightning Bolt Wizard to do 1 point of damage to the Andy's Thundergun unit and remove his mana
Take a
point.
tournament point away.
Yeah.
I doubt he'll remember that that's the thing.
Right. No, the better play is probably to boomstick the guys on the hill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, Thundergun,
To try to get the
Thundergun.
200 points. I mean, it depends on how many points you've already killed, right? Like if getting those extra couple hundred points won't bump you over 3, fine, be spiteful.
Because
There's no swordsmanship in
Mario
this game.
doesn't get a point for damaging the Thundergun unit, right?
No,
No,
So-
you just take it away from the other guy.
it's just for revenge.
Okay.
And I mean, it is the most goblin-like thing to do, so he has to.
Be a
It's true.
sneaky.
That is what goblins do.
Yeah.
Did he Bane chant the depth horrors that are fighting the standard bearer?
Why not?
Okay. He put the star on him. I don't think he cast it though. I don't know what he's doing. It doesn't matter.
I don't know what those 3 dicey roll
The
die?
3 dice? I don't know.
The regeneration
have
on the Centurion.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's the Centurion's regen, and then the 2
Yeah.
3s might be a failed Bane chant on somebody, because why not at this point?
Yep. So here we go, beating up the standard bearer.
Killing the standard bearer.
Yeah, getting rid of inspiring. And now the flank. Deptar's in the flank of the Thundergun Rabble horde.
Just casually doing 17 more damage.
Just trying to chat him out of time. There's still too much on there, though.
Right.
Unfortunately, yeah. All right, turn 6. Who are you going to lightning bolt? It's really the only...
The guy's on the hill.
Yeah,
Thunder gun.
probably.
Thunder gun.
I get the Thunder Gun, and it's funny, but the scoring system incentivizes Mario to target the guys on the hill rather than
It does.
the...
It's what he's
Thunder
going
gun
to do because he's not... I'm fairly sure he doesn't know all the bonus points.
Oh, well, there's that too. So he's just going to go for the thing he might kill because he doesn't know the scoring system. That's also reasonable. Oh, and he's positioning himself outside of 16 of the Worm Rider. He's planning on shooting on turn 6 as well, or whatever turn it isn't.
Or turn 7.
I don't know what turn it is. Oh, it is bottom of 6 already?
Yeah, it's bottom of 6, yep.
Okay, they haven't been keeping track.
Ooh, mighty animal.
Ooh, 5. Yikes.
Ooh.
See if he'd been doing that since turn 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dead.
Okay.
Yay. Moral victory. Go down shooting. That's how you want to go.
And then in turn 7, you can take away the Thunder Gun unit.
Exactly.
Do 6 points of damage and roll 2 12s. No extra turn.
No.
Yeah, he rolled a 1.
All right.
Okay.
So that will be that. Yep, still plenty of time left on both clocks. So there we go. They're going to count up real quick, and then they should be back fairly soon. That's a lot of scoring units within 12 there. It's
it's everything. Yeah. I don't know. How do they do the Northern Kings one where it just counts as 5 units?
No, he's doing
not quite. There's up to 3 points available for scenario.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a table.
Does 11 unit strength get there? Is the question.
I think so.
I think
I'm assuming the Depth Horror Eternal is in. I guess I'm not totally sure.
I think
the Depth Horror Eternal is not in.
From 1 to 3, I think it's 1 point.
If that red X is the center of the board, then the Depth Horror Eternal is not in.
You're right. If the red X is the center, then he only has 10, which might still be enough.
Probably still enough.
Yeah, it's probably still enough.
I have one. I will try to search.
Okay. Oh, here we go.
No, I don't have it.
And they're back.
Oh my God!
Right, let's get that out of the way. Welcome back, guys.
Hey guys.
Congrats, Andy, on the win.
Everything is bad.
Yeah, that was a rough game, man. He didn't really give you any openings. Your lightning bolt wasn't really doing much early in the game when you needed to clear chaff, and he had a little bit more speed than you on his combat units. That's rough to deal with.
Wow. I take a risky plane at the start of the game. That is, if you take my red goblin bomb, maybe you don't kill. If you don't kill, the plan is good. But if you kill my red goblin bomb, I have 2 or 3 turns from lightning bolt 9 against your knacker and can kill. But I am useless and no.
Yep. Yeah, getting both the Centurion and the knucker back there on it seemed like a really bad situation.
Did you expect the Worm Rider to charge the bomb?
Yes, but I expected that I can survive. It's complicated, but
Sure.
it was possible.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I
But
think I took it because I saw it was not inspired. If it would have been inspired, I don't know if that was a good charge.
but in my head, if the worst thing in this combat for me was the two units kill my red goblin bomb. But in this case, I can shooting lightning ball without cover, and I think that okay, it's 65 points from the red goblin bomb, and can kill a knacker. That is very difficult, and I hate it so much. And I think okay, it's worth. But no, and the rest game is I'm lost.
Yeah, it was definitely very rough. Yeah, Andy moved. Just I think he had more. You didn't really have any chaff in your list, and the title swarms definitely did a good job of staying in the way of your guys, so you couldn't get any good charges off.
Usually, I play this army list with trombones.
Trombones, okay.
Bad game for don't use.
Right. Yeah. Not a great game to experiment with Fleabag Riders instead of war trombones. Yeah, definitely.
Right. Trombones would be real good in this.
Yep. Do we have any questions for Andy? Did anything come up during the game? I can't remember.
I've got a question for Mario. Is when you kill the knacker with the Fleabag Riders on the right, don't know if you noticed that instead of advancing, you just leave and represent a little bit. The knacker couldn't go in the back of the Fleabag Riders.
Yes. I expected to kill the knacker or wave it with my
With
character.
Magua?
Yes. But I expected the game is lost for me, and my only option was to be very aggressive, and I'm assume that okay, you kill me. If you take my rare, you kill my cavalry. It's okay, but later I can kill you. And if you don't take my cavalry, my position in the table is so good for treat another unit in the table in the other flank. But was a risk.
We thought maybe when the Fleabag Riders charged the Depth Horror, that it was better to charge them into the Depth Horror Horde, into the Horde. And
I don't know. Maybe it was a mistake. But
move
yeah. Those Fleabags didn't have any good option at that point.
Yes, this is the question. The position is I don't start the game, and this unit is dead. It's a fact. Or if I back the knacker can charge me, and I can't counter charge, and I prefer killing the deep or the swarm. And if you want to kill my cavalry with a knacker or similar, you are exposed to my mincers. But not a good option is possible in this position. All the options are bad.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. He didn't really give you any openings anywhere.
Yeah. Well, from my point of view, if we both collide front to front, it was a tight battle, so I really needed start getting flanks, and then I could take the punch from him since I have ensnare everywhere. I'm not going to kill him because he's defense 6, but if I get the edge on the flanks, I think that there's the game. And well, it was, as you know, a lucky turn for me where I not only kill his guy and got in a good position, but also his lightning bolt was like wet powder, and those two things give me so much tempo in the game. difficult to, I
Yes.
think Mario did a great job after that turn.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
For me, now it's congratulations, Andy, for that good game, good victory, and this is all.
Thank you, Mario.
Great. Any other questions? Nope. That was a well played game from both of you. Very clean. Like, it was very easy to tell what you guys were doing. Not a lot of questions about what you guys were thinking. Andy, your strategy seemed pretty straightforward and seemed to work well. And Mario, like, he just didn't give you any. Like, we spent most of the game trying to decide, like, is there a good option here for you with what he's presented? And we kept kind of coming up with.
Wasn't.
No. Kind of hasn't left you anything. So very well played game for both of you guys. Thanks so much for letting us watch that. It was very entertaining. Thank you. Thanks and congratulations to Andy on the win, and good luck to both of you on the remaining rounds of the tournament. And maybe we'll see you in one of the later rounds here on the live stream. So I'd like to thank my commentators, Sam and Lewis and Kyle, for hanging out with me, and for everybody at home for watching and commenting. Appreciate it. We should have the next round posted either this evening or tomorrow, depending on when Steve gets around to it. And so we'll try to line up one or two third round matches for everybody next round. If anything looks particularly interesting to you, feel free to suggest it to us, and we'll see if we can line that game up. Otherwise, everybody, thanks for watching. And until next time, I'm your host, Mike Atkins, saying you stay safe out there. And we will see you next time on Dash 28 Live. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.